Welcome everybody to a new Angular tip. Nowadays, many people switch to Jest. Jest has a great command line interface, it's very user-friendly, and above all, it's very fast. It's way faster than Karma. And the reason for that is that Jest doesn't have to spin up a browser, but it runs its tests against the virtual DOM. And it's that virtual DOM that makes it fast, but it's also that virtual DOM that makes debugging component tests harder. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can improve your debugging experience while writing component tests with Angular and Jest. Imagine a small application with a title and a button. Once we click on the button, we will get the answer to the question asked above. This feature is implemented with Angular material and the usage of a simple ngIf. Once we click on the Show Answer button, we set the Show Answer flag to true and show the Angular material card. Of course, we also have a corresponding test written with Angular materials component harness. If material component harness is new to you, check out the link in the description to my video on harness testing. So this test gets a hold of the button, clicks on the button and asserts that the correct text appears in the answer card. So if we go ahead and run this test, we can see that it actually passes. So let's imagine we would have forgotten to add this click handler on the button. Of course, our test now fails, because the harness loader is unable to find a material card. Of course, we now know why this test is failing, but in reality, we often enter a case where we don't know why our elements cannot be accessed during a test. How can we debug this? Well, in Karma, we could simply spin up the browser that is used for this test run and then inspect the DOM and see what is actually rendered and if there is something missing. But this isn't so easy with Jest because we are using virtual DOM. But what about our good old friend and the best debugger ever, console.log? How about logging the components fixtures inner HTML to the console? We can go ahead and use console.log fixture.debugelement.nativeElement.innerHTML. So this now logs us the HTML string directly to the console. But it doesn't look very pretty. So of course we can now copy out the string, put it to a Scratch file and let the IDE format this for us. But wouldn't it be cool if the string already appears pretty printed directly into console? So to achieve this, we will open up a terminal and install a nice little helper tool called Angular Extensions Pretty HTML Log. Since we only use it during our test, we can easily install it as a dev dependency. Once installed, we can use the PHL method, which stands for Pretty HTML Log, that is provided by the Angular Extensions Pretty HTML Log to pretty print our fixture. So let's go ahead and write PHL fixture. And of course, we have to import the PHL method. So if we rerun our test, we can now see that the HTML is pretty printed directly to our console. And this makes debugging so much easier. Also note how much typing PHL spared us. So instead of doing fixture.debugelement.nativeElement.innerHTML, we can simply pass the fixture to the PHL method. The PHL method accepts a fixture, a debug element, or a native element, or even a plain HTML string. But that's not all. Angular adds comments for ngFor or ngIf, which you can see here in our first console.log attempt. So this is basically a comment that is added by Angular. And this comment is okay, but during debugging it can be a bit disturbing. So therefore PHL by default removes those comments so that you get a clean output. But if you check the PHL method signature, you can see that we have an enable comments flag that you can set to true to bring back those comments. Furthermore, you can also pass a theme. So PHL provides you with a couple of themes that allows you to change the style of the pretty printed HTML. There's one more nice benefit of the PHL method. In case you're using Prettier, it will, under the hood, pick up your Prettier configuration and pretty print this HTML string based on your Prettier settings. So let's go back to our test. If we now inspect the HTML, we can clearly see that only a button is rendered and no card is rendered. This gives us the hint that somehow the ngIf condition of the material card is not toggled. If we go back to our HTML, we can see that the showAnswer flag is never set to true. So let's add the click handler again and set the showAnswer flag to true. We can rerun our test, which now passes again. And well, that's it. Use the Angular extension prettyHTML log to improve your debugging experience with Jest.